Hi, NAVFAC Southwest. I'm Susan Hulbert. I'm the counsel. Our office of 20 attorneys and 2 paralegals provide legal support to the command's business and support lines and to BRAC PMO. Today we're going to focus on ethics, ethical behavior and ethical actions, which are at the core of what we do at NAVFAC Southwest. All federal employees must follow the standards of ethical conduct for employees of the executive branch. They state that public service is a public trust, and they require employees to act honestly and impartially, to conserve federal property, and to disclose waste, fraud, and abuse. Here at NAVFAC Southwest, the ethics program is administered through the counsel's office and implemented by 1, providing ethics training to all employees, 2, running the OGE 450 program, and 3, providing ethics counsel to those who ask questions about ethical actions. If you have an ethics question, you can ask an ethics counselor, attorneys with special training from the U.S. Office of Government Ethics. Our lead ethics attorney is Scott Johansen, who's here today. Scott is the man. Many of you have probably spoken to him about ethics in the past, and he is your ethics resource. As the head counsel, I'm also the command ethics counsel, but we have other ethics counselors here who can also answer your questions. So you're going to meet each of them today, but we have Andrew Campos, Camille Rybar, who's on FaceTime from Norfolk, Virginia, Meredith Richards, and Bart Slabbekorn. And we also have our deputy, Ed Balsamo. In the Office of Counsel, a lot of important work in the ethics area is done by our paralegals, Kathy Lewis and Bridget Davis. They administered the OGE 450 program, and they are the first line responders for anyone who might call into the office with a question about ethics. Our mission is to advise you on accomplishing your work goals without violating ethics rules. We'll now have a few of the NAVFAC Southwest ethics counselors discuss some of the more common ethics issues you might run into in your everyday work. Andrew Campos first will discuss gifts and conflicts of interest.
Hello, first topic is gifts. The general rule involving gifts is that federal employees cannot accept gifts from prohibited sources or because of their official positions. A prohibited source is someone who does business with or seeks to do business with the federal government. So if a contractor or a prohibited source offers you anything of value because of your official position, you might want to reach out to our office before accepting that gift, because accepting such a gift might violate certain ethical rules. So proceed with caution. The second topic is conflicts of interest. The general rule regarding conflicts of interest is that federal employees cannot do government work on a matter that might affect your financial interest or any financial interest that is imputed to you, such as your spouse, your minor children, or any position that you hold as an officer or director. So if your spouse is working for Boeing and you're involved in a matter involving Boeing in your government capacity, you might have a financial interest since your spouse's income is imputed to you. So please reach out to our office and your supervisor so we can help you identify any actual or potential financial conflicts of interest. Thank you.
Our OGE 450 program, which is where we identify conflicts of interest many times, is administered by Kathy and Bridget, and they will further discuss their role.
Hello, my name is Kathy Lewis, and this is Bridget Davis.
Hello.
Bridget and I administer the OGE 450 Financial Disclosure Program. Notification for this annual requirement is sent to the OGE 450 filers on January 1st annually. The reports are due to be electronically completed by the filer and signed by the supervisor no later than the 15th of February. One of the most important roles is that of the supervisor. We require the supervisor to provide us with a current updated list of filers. This allows Bridget and I to ensure all OG4 filers are uploaded properly into the FDN system and the reports are completed in a timely manner. If you have any questions, just give Bridget or I a call. Thank you.
Now Camille Rybar will discuss outside employment and activities.
Hello everybody. So another area of ethics law that we're commonly requested to review is whether a Navy employee may have a second job with another employer, or whether they may start a business on the side, and what are the limitations for Navy employees participating in volunteer activities for non-federal entities. The rules are that the employees are generally allowed to engage in outside business activity or hold outside employment if no conflicts of interest exist. However, if you are an OGE Form 450 filer, you are required to obtain the written approval of your supervisor if your outside business activity or employment is with a prohibited source. For example, if you want to work as a part-time professor for a university that does business with the Department of Defense and you file an OGE Form 450, you must first obtain the approval of your supervisor prior to starting work with the university. There are basic rules for engaging with businesses or volunteer organizations outside the federal government. Authorization to participate in outside activities with non-federal entities depends primarily on whether you intend to act in your personal or in your official capacity. Generally, you are allowed to participate in your official capacity in an outside activity sponsored by a non-federal entity, such as attending a conference or seminar, only if there's a legitimate federal government interest in your participation. However, you cannot serve in your official capacity in a management role with a non-federal entity. For example, I cannot serve as Camille Rybar, NAVFAC Southwest Associate Counsel on the San Diego YMCA Board of Directors. On the other hand, if you want to participate in your personal capacity in an event sponsored by a non-federal entity or serve in a management role with a non-federal entity, you are generally authorized to do so as long as you act exclusively outside the scope of your official federal government position. For example, if you studied environmental science in college, you could attend and even speak at a conference on water pollution sponsored by a nonprofit environmental organization, as long as you ensure that you are acting in your personal capacity only and you do not give the appearance that the Navy is endorsing your attendance or speech at the conference. So that is all I have. Now I will turn it over to Bart who will discuss the use of government vehicles. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Camille. A frequently misunderstood ethics area is Navy employees' use of government vehicles. Employees may use government-owned or leased vehicles for official purposes only. For example, the use of a government vehicle to commute to and from work and home, to obtain a meal at a restaurant, to conduct personal errands such as shopping or picking up dry cleaning are generally not for official purposes and are prohibited. For example, if you work at MCAS Miramar and you attend a meeting at Camp Pendleton, you should not, on your return to your office, stop and eat at lunch at the Oceanside Harbor, or take the vehicle to pick up your prescription medication at the pharmacy near your office. The only exception to this general rule is that an employee may, on official TDY travel, use a government vehicle to obtain a meal at a restaurant if public transportation is unavailable and its use is impractical. However, even under this exception, discretion must be exercised to restrict travel to a reasonable distance and to avoid inappropriate locations that may create an issue of improper appearance. For example, do not drive to and park a government vehicle at a casino on your TDY. It is also important for employees to know that government vehicles may not be used to transport contractor employees. The penalty for willful misuse of a government vehicle is mandatory suspension from work for a period of 30 days without compensation. And now we'll turn it over to Meredith Richards, who will discuss political activities. Meredith?
Thanks, Bart. Another question we frequently get in the Office of Counsel is, what kind of political activities may Navy employees engage in? Political activity is any activity directed toward the success or failure of a partisan political candidate, partisan political group, or partisan political party. Political activities of Navy employees are governed by the Hatch Act. And under the Hatch Act, Navy employees may be members of political parties or clubs, follow, like, or comment on social media pages of candidates, political parties, or political groups, contribute money to partisan political campaigns or groups, attend political meetings and fundraisers, or even be a candidate in a nonpartisan election. Under the Hatch Act, Navy employees may never solicit or discourage the political activity with persons whose business is pending with the Navy, use their official authority to influence or affect the outcome of an election, solicit, accept, or receive political contributions, or be a candidate in a partisan election. In addition, Navy employees may never engage in political activity while on duty or in the federal workplace. And this includes while teleworking, while wearing a federal government uniform or badge, or while operating a federal government vehicle, while on duty or in the federal workplace, A Navy employee may not wear or display partisan material such as hats, shirts, mugs, signs, or screensavers. They may not view, post, or comment on partisan political websites or social media sites, and they may not make online political donations. The penalties for violating the Hatch Act include reprimand, suspension, reduction in grade, removal, and civil monetary fines.
All right, thank you NAVFAC Southwest for listening to our presentation on ethics. Remember to keep an ethics mindset, to ask questions if you have any issues, ethical issues that come up. Watch out for gifts, for conflicts. Be careful when you drive a government vehicle. Make sure that you're staying on the right side of the Hatch Act, and make sure you file your OG 450. And if you don't do this, you'll be hearing from the ethics bunny.
Hi, I'm Ethan, the NAVFAC Southwest Ethics Bunny, and I'm here to tell you, don't be a bad egg. Follow the advice you've been given for following proper ethics procedures, and you'll be treated quite well. Thank you.
Amen.
Yay!